a perfect product. Louisville did not play well at all. I thought the only aspect of this team that played really well, defensive line. Thought the defensive line was really, really good, led by Clev Lubin, who just continues to be as good as advertised.
Yeah.
But the Cardinals are also 2-0. So I feel like it's way too premature to throw in the towel. Like, I've been talking to some people and like, we're going to be 6-6. We're going to be 7-5. And I said, man, I understand that first game. Well, look across the country. How many other teams are struggling right now? It's not going to be. I mean, if this is what you're going to see for the rest of the season, then what is the job of coaching anyway? The job of coaching is to get better. Now, there are some personnel issues that I think we do need to figure out. Stanquan Clark going down does not help. He's going to miss an extended amount of time. We don't know how much, but it doesn't sound good.
Is TJ Capers going to be ready to step up?
Him, Caleb Perry. I mean, you might have to burn one of the red shirts for the true freshman. Let's look into the. I'm gonna kind of comb through the text line to look at any thoughts. But tell me, did you all see what James Madison said after the game?
The coach?
Did you see what the head coach said? And the wide receiver?
Well, I didn't see it, but it got Mike quoted him on the show.
I did not see the wide receiver, but I did see what
the wide receiver basically was like, they couldn't hold us all game.
We knew they knew we were better.
They knew we were better. It was almost like they had. It's like they thought of themselves as Chase and Higgins. It's like, yeah, they knew they couldn't guard us. That's why they're holding us all game. How many passing yards they have? 137, something like that. 137,
less than us.
And look, I know that their quarterbacks couldn't throw the ball. There were a couple plays that if James Madison's quarterbacks or even the wide receiver that try to be a quarterback, if they throw the ball downfield accurately, it's probably a touchdown. But to go on there and just, I've never seen a team
also about 4 that could have been intercepted.
I've just never seen a team so arrogant coming off of a loss. I'm like, what am I missing here, guys? Because I watched a team. Here's my takeaway from a game. James Madison, this was their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Bob Chesney does a great job of getting his teams up for these types of games. And look at their schedule. Louisville is the best team that they play. This is their Super Bowl. They were pulling out trick plays left and right. They were throwing wrinkles into the game plan.
He just emptied the playbook with the first 2 possessions.
He emptied the playbook in the second game of the season. Louisville played about as bad of a game as I felt like you could have played.
We were trying our hardest. Yeah.
And they still doubled you up and covered the spread depending on when you took the spread. If you get beat by double the amount of points you have and it's pretty close to the spread, you didn't lose this game.
You put
points on the board. I'm sorry. You didn't lose this game because of you. You lost this game because the other team finally woke up and started playing like the team that they were supposed to. Now, albeit it wasn't much, you can't tell me watching this game that if this game was played 10 times, how many would James Madison win?
Maybe once.
2 at the most. At the most.
You outplayed us for 3 quarters and we were still better.
Talking about, what is delay a game penalty on the defense? I don't know, something they implemented last year that everyone is aware of. Yeah. And if you don't, just admit, you don't know ball because you haven't been paying attention. Doesn't get called much, but it's pretty clearly getting called. And you did it a second time and it got called again, and the coach is like, well, I don't know what we did.
Yeah, not our fault you didn't have a new rules session. A new rules.
Not our fault that you held receivers on every play. It was basically like, you know how Clemson plays to where their defensive backs hold a lot, it feels like, to where the referees can't call all of it, right?
They don't want to be that ref.
Well, you can't call all of it. James Madison did the same thing.
Which is smart.
It did the same. Yeah, I mean, if they're not going to call it every time, then you should do it. Louisville didn't play a good game. No one's arguing to the contrary, but...
And we still doubled you up.
To listen to that head coach go out there and... I forgot what the exact quote that it was. Here, I'm bringing this quote up right here. This is from the head coach himself.
They know that's a game that we should have won, despite what everybody else in the world thought.
They said Louisville is a good team. They're going to win a lot of games. We all understand that. But at the same point in time, this is a game that we lost. I don't feel like they won. I feel like we lost this game. That's on me. You know what? I also have a little bit of
crazy talk.
That's insane, bro. That's crazy work. That is, and it's like the little slap in the face. It's the backhanded compliment. Oh, Louisville's a good team. They're going to win a lot of games, but
you're just trying to make yourself look better.
I'm sorry. No one's buying it. It looks bad. No one's going to sit there and listen to this like, yeah, James Madison was just the better team. No, you lost by 14 points.
The part that drove me nuts was like later on in that interview, he brings up that like he believes that if they had the NIL money that the U of L had, that they would have like stomped us. And like when coaches talk about how much NIL money they need, that is such a cop out. Like you're basically just coming out in an interview in a nice way and coach speak saying that your players aren't good enough and your university isn't good enough to win games. So you're going to say, well, if I had the money that Louisville had, or if I had the money that Alabama had, I'd be the best coach in the country. Well, that's just not the case, sir. You're supposed to do with what you can.
Yeah, you remember that whole Louisville's got a $20 million roster. This is such a tiring point being made. Well, if you're just going to complain, don't schedule the game. At that point, stop scheduling good teams. If you're going to complain every time that you play one, stop scheduling that team.
The NIL budget across all athletics is $20 million.
I mean, James Madison is. I mean, look, Louisville's got a roster that is going
you read
to
the wrong number, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. Another thing why I don't buy anything that this coach is saying. You don't get to claim all that when you run a feast or famine defense. Oh, well, Chris Bell, big touchdown pass. Isaac Brown, big touchdown run.
Could have had a second.
That is the type of defense that gives up those big plays. Now, albeit, JMU did a good job of kind of containing that, but you don't get to sit up here and tell me that, well, I don't feel like they won it. I feel like we lost it. Okay, then you're just admitting that your game plan wasn't good enough because you had to do everything in your power to try to control the line of scrimmage. That means going into a zero blitz. Zero blitz basically means that it's man-to-man coverage on the outside. As many guys as you can rush the passer or get into, the line of scrimmage, you do.
All the linebackers go.
And that's why, like, part of me has this on the offensive line. Part of it has it on the coaching because it's simple mathematics. If you're going 7 against 5 or 6 against 5, not everyone can block two dudes, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to see Louisville throw the ball out quicker to Isaac Brown, maybe on like a halfback screen or getting the tight ends involved in the short game. And Jeff said it in the press conference. He was like, we tried to do that. And JMU kind of prevented it. It seemed like confidence became an issue, and we were playing scared. It basically is the paraphrasing there. So I think that there are some concerns about moving forward with this game. But I'm also like, guys, I'm not ready to throw in the towel in the season. Like, that's something that...
Or Miller Moss, even.
I mean, yeah, it's like, I know that we live in a microwave society nowadays. Everything that happens right now is the only thing that's true, and it has to be absolute. After watching the past 2 years, this team start decently strong and then crash and burn at the end of the season, I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that I want to struggle to start the year. I'm just saying that it's a long season, man. Offensive line was a focal point last year at the start of the year, and by the end, you didn't hear about him.
Yeah.
So, 2-0, that's the main talking point here.
With a real struggle that you had to go against.
Yeah,
we hadn't seen that in the first three.
JMU was not a bad team.
2 games of
they weren't
the
a
last
bad
2
team.
seasons.
I mean, in any team in the country, if EKU came out against us and literally dumped 5 trick plays in 2 straight possessions and then rushed 7 dudes about 75% of the time, I mean, there's going to be a couple stints here where you're going to have some difficulty with it. Like, I am fully on the fact that Jeff Brom should have adjusted a little bit faster. I feel like it shouldn't have taken all the way until halftime to get those adjustments out there. But they really did. I mean, they emptied their pockets in the first half of this game.
Still lost by
2 touchdowns.
Still lost by the spread. Oh, but
I wanted
they
for
lost.
Miller to be quicker, too.
Louisville didn't win this game.
But the play calling didn't allow for Miller to be any quicker. You didn't give him short routes on every receiver knowing that the middle of the field was open because they sent all their linebackers to the line.
I had a problem with the play calling.
It was bad.
There was a text in here. I'm going to pull this up real quick. Jeff just can't win. I agree with him passing with 6 minutes left, but he got hammered for not running the clock. This after our leading rusher had 10 carries for 23 yards. Like, I get that, but at the same point, even though I wanted you to run the football, I get it that nothing was happening on the ground. So I do understand that. Here's another text. What in the world was Jeff Brom yelling at Ron English during that timeout? I think it was late in the third quarter. He was livid, like you could see the steam coming out of his ears. I do think it was kind of funny. And it's not like anything to like really get out of sync about, but it does seem like Ron English, I mean, judging by the body language, like he points to something. And if he was pointing to that scoreboard, that's comedy.
That is.
Because it's like, hey, bro, you could be mad at me for some technical things, like having 10 guys on the field during a touchdown play. I get it. That offense has 14 points. Our defense is not our problem right now.
6 of those 28 are from my defense.
Exactly.
JMU gave Ron English an all-ACC Coordinator of the Week. Ron English in 2025 is voted Coordinator of the Week. If you would have told me that in any week of this season, going into the season from what we saw last year, I probably would have slapped you in the face.
Bro, there's like one game a year where he is in his bag. NC State a couple years ago. Now, granted, poor quarterback play have kind of fueled this, but this is another one from the Riddler. I didn't really get my thoughts, but I think Jeff needs a vocal amount of criticism that Ron would have been getting if his game plan was that bad. See, I do think that something needs to be said about the play calling. Riddler goes on to say, doubling down every time to run into a brick wall is just moronic. Let Brian call the plays. Well, Brian doesn't call the plays. Yeah. Brian hasn't ever called the plays for Jeff Brom, to my understanding.
He may be suggesting things at times, but Jeff's the play caller.
I mean, I do think that, Brom isn't the most perfect play caller. I think that Friday kind of revealed that, and we've seen, I thought that the 4th and 2, can we, as a society, get to a point to where if it's like less than 2 yards, why are you in the shotgun? Why is it, when have we gotten to the point where it gets too cute to get up under center?
I love the decision there. Why in the shotgun? It does not, you don't need to make it harder. Why are you making it more difficult?
Another thing is like people get on the Philadelphia Eagles for running the tush push. It's only rooted in jealousy is why people hate that. It's because it's successful. Because every single team out there could do it if they wanted. And why teams don't, I have not a clue. I understand. You're trying to keep your guys healthy, but they're getting hit anyway.
Yeah.
They're getting hit anyway. If you don't want your quarterback taking that directly to the running back, put a big guy under center. Don't try to get cute and get the extra yard.
Correct snap to Keywan Brown. Let me see it.
I'm down with it.
If you're going to put somebody in shotgun, put a back in the shotgun.
Listen, man, my Chargers won against the Chiefs on Friday. Hallelujah. Tyler Conklin.
Herbert in that fourth
Tyler
quarter.
Conklin, the backup tight end, took a 3rd and 1 snap up the gut. He ran in, acted like he was going to be an inline blocker, ran up quickly behind the center, took the ball, and fell forward. I'm like, that's how easy it is. So I don't know, man. I feel like the play calling in this game, defensively, it was good. I do admit that if James Madison could throw the ball better, it might be a little bit more difficult to win that game because they did miss a couple wide open touchdowns. I get it. But offensively, and it wasn't, the protections weren't really that great. Louisville, Jeff Brom said it in his postgame press conference that he wasn't expecting James Madison to go all out, 0 blitz. And part of me is like, okay, it is what it is. But the other part of me is like, well, how could you not have seen James Madison trying to sell out to stop the run? That's what the Sun Belt does. They try to dominate the line of scrimmage. They try to dominate the trenches. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know, man.
Didn't get that.
What's your vibe? Do you think that this is this bye week couldn't have come at a better time, or would you rather had a game to kind of figure some things out?
It's funny. I was very against this bye week preseason.
Same.
And now I'm thinking, if Bowling Green was this coming Saturday, I wouldn't be worried. Compared to if it was a different opponent, right? Like last season, this would be Georgia Tech. This coming Saturday, we'd be going into. Right?
That would be brutal.
That'd be tough.
I would be hating the thought of that game.
I'm glad they've got that offensive line needs a lot of work. I don't know if the issues that they had can even be resolved in a bye week, but I'm glad that they've got some time to work on
without
things.
the actual reps.
Exactly, and I'm more so glad that we have a week now for whoever is supposed to be stepping up for the Stanquan Clark spot to get in on this action and get actual practice reps at the 1 spot for the linebackers. TJ Capers is going to move up. TJ Quinn's going to move up. TJ Capers is going to come in. He's got to be ready, and I'm glad he's got a full week of practice now to get ready.
Yeah, I also wouldn't hate if Bowling Green was this week and then you had the bye after.
Wouldn't be mad at
I
that at
think
all.
that I would like to get the bad taste out of my mouth and watch the team, put a hurting on a different team and not the last bit of football that we see for 2 weeks is what we saw on Friday night. Like, that's just from a
see all the good and the bad.
That's a selfish fan perspective.
No,
but
I'm with you.
I do think that, you've got some injuries to the offense. You need Trevontae Sylvester and Nate Kariski to come back healthy. I do think that the tight end blocking, like just blocking in general, like the blocking scheme.
Well, they weren't really blocking.
Exactly. And that's why, like, there's been a lot of criticism on Miller Moss, and I don't think he played all that well. But I think a lot of that's not his fault. And we will discuss that at the top of the hour. But at this point, I'm relieved. I'm like, thank goodness we have the bye. Like, that's the first thing that I thought of when that clock hit 000 is like, thank goodness. Let's learn and just build on it at this point. I mean, I thought that it was just one of those games to where I'm hoping you're not going to play good every single game, right? Yeah. I mean, there are teams out there. LSU beat Louisiana Tech. They were favored by like 38, and they won by 17 or 16. I mean, it was not a big win for them. I mean, we watched Clemson almost lose to Troy. I mean, they won by 11, but it was not. I just think it's a sign of the times where these transfer portal teams that are very portal dominant, and Clemson's not, but LSU and Louisville are. I think it's going to take some time, especially in the trenches, to get going. Like, this offensive line lost Michael Gonzalez. They lost a couple of other starters. Austin Collins ends up going to Syracuse. Why am I drawing a blank on the guy? Monroe Mills ended up going to Virginia. So it's tough. Everyone wants to write off the offensive line. I get it. It's a microwave society. They didn't get a ton of push up front against EKU, and now they didn't do it again against James Madison. So I understand the concerns. You're like, uh-oh. Schedule's only getting harder from here. And the offensive line is, like, you need them to be good because Isaac Brown and Duke Watson are great. But when they get the ball handed off to them and there's a guy immediately in the backfield, you can't do much. That's all that I'm saying.
I mean, that's just how football is. I mean, that's on the defense. You got to give it to him. The whole point is to break the line as fast as you can, and the running back is such a sport where, like, if you have insane athleticism, if you're somebody like Isaac Brown who just has, like, the most insane second cut of anybody in the league, that literally doesn't matter if as soon as the ball gets handed to you, there's a man in your face. Like, unless you're Lamar Jackson and you somehow just escape every single time some dude has their hand around your legs, it doesn't matter.
Here's the text that I think is pretty interesting. I think U of L needs to run more RPO, like on the Bell touchdown. Miller has the reaction speed for it, and he'll keep defenses honest. I also would have liked more wide receiver screens or anything to get them in space. Great time for a bye and a Bowling Green. I'm worried this is a quote-unquote wish we had Shuck this year or quote-unquote wish he had this defense last year type thing, but it can get better. See Notre Dame last year. This is from Dave, from Jeff. Dave, I love this point, by the way. This is a great point. I think that there should have been more effort to keep James Madison honest and throw more wide receiver screens. There were a couple plays when Colin Lacey, do you remember that end around to Colin Lacey and the high safety for JMU just heat-seeking missile and got him in the backfield? I'm like, dude, these guys are playing possessed. Like, this is...
Why are you not sprinting there, though, Lacey? You've got Green in front of you.
Yeah.
Why are you not going full speed?
That's fair.
I mean, you're right. The defender made a better play.
He had to make about 20 yards on that play.
You've got Green room in front of you running to the edge. Get up through, man.
Did you guys... I didn't notice it until, like, the middle of the game. I was like, the whole game we were watching, I was like, God, I know this guy from somewhere. And I realized that Matthew Sluka is the same quarterback, the one that left UNLV because of his NIL stuff.
Matt, where you been, brother?
I completely forgot about that stuff happening. I was like,
why he forgot, Rome? Bro's sitting under that JMU bench with the polo on, with the hat and the shades
with
on.
With the binoculars on.
With the binoculars. He's like, Ron, they're going to run it again. How do you know? Sluka hasn't thrown a pass yet. Sluka? Who's Sluka? That's Sluka? Oh, man. Where have I been?
I don't know why. I literally just felt like Leonardo DiCaprio sitting on the couch, like pointing my finger at the TV, like, oh, my God, I know that guy.
He said, that's a good reference. Let's see. We need to sneak a Four Loko into the press box bathroom and tape it under the toilet. like the gun in The Godfather. In the next home game that we're in trouble, Roman sneaks in and chugs it in the press box and drops it like Michael Corleone and leaves to join the crowd. I don't hate that idea. Rome, is that something that you'd be interested in investing in?
I wouldn't be mad at it if we need it.
I don't know that they're going to let you in the press box bathroom, though. You're going to have to kind of make it to where I don't even know where you would put it. Put it on the party deck. Put it under a random seat in the party deck that only Rome knows. It's also about time that we disband the party deck. Am I alone in that?
Get rid of it.
Can we get rid of it?
I understand. No.
This stadium doesn't look full. Yes, because you have thousands of people standing in the end zone.
They'll never get rid of it.
Should they? I've been told
100%.
Listen, I've been told inside information that they've looked into getting rid of the party deck.
The only thing is, like,
I don't know how far the conversations.
What would they do? Like, would they build onto it, like add seating or change the jumbotron around, or they just block it off? Or
I think they probably put some stuff up there. Like, I don't know exactly what that would be. I think that there's probably a way. I don't know that they would disband it. I think that they would probably limit it. Like, I think there would be like standing room only tickets, but only a few. And then you could have the rest of the seats. But even then, though, like it's hard to kind of logistically think of that. So, getting close to the end of this first segment, let's read a couple more texts. While everyone in Louisville was watching Sunday Night Football, Chris the Plumber was watching the VMAs to see his favorite two artists, Ricky Martin and Mariah Carey, being honored. Let's see, Derrick Henry shouldn't have fumbled. Yeah, he should not have. If poor offensive line play, do we give Deuce Adams a chance with his running ability? No. Unless Miller Moss just completely lays an egg.
It would have to be like malpractice out there.
It would have to be him just not playing good at all. And I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think Miller's best days are ahead of him, I should clarify. And we're going to see him look like much better of a quarterback. I know that Shuck's introduction last year was much more of a seamless fit, but I do think that there is an opportunity to still have a really, really successful offense with Miller Moss at the helm at quarterback. But when we come back at the top of the hour, guys, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't be just against Miller Moss at this point. Why you think that he's not the guy. But I'm going to tell you, he still is. We'll discuss when we come back. Top of the hour on Big X Sports Radio. Top of the hour on this September 8th already. It feels like we waited an eternity to get to August, and now it's already September 8th. But thanks for tuning in to a new Mondays with Dalton Pence on Big X Sports Radio. Dalton Pence, Roman Kelly, Matt Childress. Another hour taking you up, talking everything Louisville football, reacting to the win against James Madison. And, guys, it was not a good day at the office for the Cardinals offense. 502-414-1450, the Game Day Men's Health text line. Let me know your thoughts, what you liked, what you didn't like, your concerns moving forward, and gut feelings. 502-414-1450. Let's take a look at the total offense for the Cardinals. And, of course, sack yardage is compiled into the college yardage, which is so stupid. Can we stop that?
I don't know why they do that.
It's so stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Okay. Do you want the good, the bad, or the ugly first?
Give me the ugly first.
You want the ugly first?
Let's get it out of the way.
Okay. Well, I got to start with the good because it paints the picture, right?
All right.
Okay. The good is that Chris Bell had a big touchdown reception and Isaac Brown had a 78-yard touchdown run. The bad is that the Cardinals were 5 of 14 on third down.
Terrible.
And the ugly is that you look at that touchdown catch for Chris Bell, which was a 64-yarder. The Cardinals had 151 passing yards. Yeah. So that's a good chunk of that. It's a good chunk. And the rushing yards? Isaac Brown had 78. Louisville had 113. And, of course, that does factor in Miller Moss's sack yardage, but whew, talking about a rough day at the office. My gosh. And this is kind of where, with Miller Moss, the reason, and look, it wasn't the best day for him. He was 13 of 23, 151 yards and a touchdown. He had that fumble where he probably should have gotten rid of the ball.
I thought he was down.
Didn't see the guy coming. They didn't even review it, by the way.
Didn't even review it.
Didn't even take a look. They're like, nah, GG's, we're good. James Madison would rather beat themselves than Louisville win the game, is what the referees were thinking. But as Miller Moss, I thought he was good week one. He graded out really well PFF. The one interception was probably on him, the overthrow on Trayshawn Hurry, but the one to Antonio Meeks down the sideline was a beautiful throw, and it was just kind of a fluke interception. Like Miller looked really good in that first game. The second game, he had a couple of decent throws, like the Chris Bell throw was really nice, put it on the money. But, I mean, when you have a one-dimensional offense, like a team is selling out to stop the run, they're trying to get into the backfield, they're trying to make you make big plays. They've stopped the run. They've got you consistently behind the sticks. Not to mention, it's a mathematics game. You have 5 blockers, maybe 6. Well, if they're rushing 7 to 8, there's, by default, going to be some open guys to the quarterback. And how many times did you see Miller Moss take that snap and boom, there's a guy in the backfield already and he's having to scramble for his life? Unless your name is Lamar Jackson, you're probably not going to have a ton of success dealing with that. That's not to say that quarterback play has to be picture perfect every time, but when it's all game long and you're running the ball and boom, 1 yard, 2 yard, 2nd and 8, and then you're getting chased and you're forced to go through your progressions quicker. Like, I think it was a preparation issue more than I think it was a talent issue, Rome.
They weren't really setting Miller up for success.
No, they weren't. And, like, the short throws, yeah, I mean, maybe it affected confidence early on, but I didn't see many of them.
No.
I didn't see, like,
they weren't getting open.
How many wide receiver screens did you see in that first game?
2? Maybe?
Well, I mean, there were more
in the first game.
Yeah,
a bunch.
There were more short throws.
A bunch.
And I'm like, where is that this game?
Yeah, in the first game.
Like, this is the game where you've got Chris Bell and Colin Lacey, who are supposed to be yak monsters. Congratulations. Use them.
I remember while I was watching this game, every short throw we made was a little bit wide receiver screen or a little bubble screen or like a little dump off to, Isaac Brown or Duke Watson or Kewan Brown in the backfield, right? But something that was frustrating the crap out of me was watching them run this, this like disguise defense, and then right before we hike it, every linebacker push the line, and they rush 7 or 8 guys.
Yep, zone blitz.
What does that mean? The middle of the field is wide open.
Yep.
Everybody's dropping back into coverage, or maybe they're playing a really tight press man.
Or you got to pull your offensive line and actually run a screen.
Yeah,
exactly.
Maybe I didn't get to watch every single play because the Chargers played that night too, so I was flipping back and forth. I watched most of the Louisville game. I mean, pretty much 95% of it, unless I was driving.
The middle of the field was open for us all day.
And we did not target
we didn't send
at
routes.
all.
And then we finally gave Chris Bell the opportunity to run a little dig, nice little dig, which was a great throw by Miller Moss to put it in between the double zone.
Yeah, he watched the safety pull
How
up.
many times did we just try to throw it to the sidelines? A bunch.
It drove me nuts.
There were some drop passes too.
A couple.
Chris Bell dropped the touchdown, dropped the third down conversion.
Put it in his hands. You've got to come down with that, Chris.
Yeah.
I feel like what was one aspect I'm not going to harp too bad on the short passing game was they were leaving. They left the pressure on the outsides, and then when we ran our routes into that pressure, then they would drape on us. So the comeback routes weren't even possible because we were getting held on them. I hate to be like that.
They were holding a decent amount, but hey, that's okay because James Madison lost this game. Louisville did not win it. Louisville didn't win this game.
No, we weren't better either.
We were playing against Jamar Chase, Randy Moss.
In fact, we know they were better.
Oh, we knew it. I went into preparing for that game, and I predicted a Louisville win by the spread. And I was thinking to myself, hosting Locked On Louisville, saying, damn, I know they're better, but I can't predict a JMU win. Because that's exactly what I did.
A.J. Green and Clev Lubin got whatever they wanted all night long.
But no, not really, because they knew JMU was better. It fueled them. It fueled them that they said, you know what, JMU's so good, this is going to look so good on our NFL draft tape because JMU, if they're better than us, they must be one of the top 15 teams in the country. Therefore, well, we've got to show out because they were better.
They outplayed us for a couple of quarters. I thought halfway through that third, we finally figured out what we needed to do a little bit on the offensive side. It started working a little bit more. I thought Jalil got one good throw to Jalil. He had the good throw to Jalil. I thought Jalil was the best blocker from the tight ends, but it still wasn't good enough. And we still, through all of those mishaps, found a way to win at the end.
Yeah.
Defense never let up in its intensity and its hard hitting. It's hard to feel like they were better than us in any facet other than
they played better.
trenches.
And I made some very straightforward points that I thought JMU was very well prepared in this game. They were well coached. I thought that their roster just had limitations in terms of throwing the football. It
was surprising to see Jeff Brom not react to that.
Yeah.
That was weird. I get you want to keep it as vanilla as possible until you get to ACC play. That's his thing.
But when you're
got to make sure you're putting yourself up to win the game.
When you're
You still gotta
tied
set
in the
yourself
third
up to win.
quarter, when you're tied in the third quarter, it's like you've got to throw some wrinkles in. And it looked like maybe it's because Miller and Chris Bell and Colin Lacey have built that camaraderie fully yet. I don't know, but I don't feel like that's something you can use as an excuse either.
Yeah, when you've got 5 yards of green space in the passing game and you're not utilizing it at all, you don't have the time to. Right when they get to that route, right when their route breaks.
I thought Miller held onto the ball for too long at some points.
Yeah.
For some points.
And then other times he got locked onto a receiver too early.
Again, it's just I go back and think about it as you can look at any quarterback across college football, and if they had to deal with the same thing of teams just not really dropping much into coverage, but they are bringing the house every play, and your offensive line is either doesn't have enough numbers to pick it up, or two guys are taking on one guy, leaving a guy running straight through.
They're not picking it up.
When you're doing that consistently, name me a college quarterback that's going to be able to deal with what Miller Moss dealt with on Friday and is going to come out with a game that you're like, damn, this guy played good.
Cam Ward?
I'm talking about this year. Quarterbacks this year. Is Arch Manning doing that?
No.
Is Lenore Sellers doing that? Maybe Sellers because he could throw it, but he didn't in week 1. Is the Levitt guy from Arizona State doing it?
That offensive line's good.
I'm surprised James Madison's quarterback didn't do it because he's clearly better. Let's get to some text. Is Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather a fight worth the watch? No.
I don't know why Mike's doing this.
The
showing against
does he have financial problems? Because he's going to get money from it. He's going to get paid.
He's got his whole smoke brand. He got his, the wraps. He's in smoke shops all across the country.
Look at it as if
Is
you're
it a profitable business?
Probably not.
look at it as if you're them
It
too.
seems like they're paying for a lot of advertising.
Go ahead, Matt.
Look at it as if you're them too. Somebody calls you on the phone, says, Roman Kelly, Dalton Pence, you guys are going to put up a stage fight. You're obviously out of your career by like 10, 15 years. You're going to put up a stage fight, kind of hit each other a few times, dance around, and then you're going to walk away with $5 million apiece. Are you cool with that?
You're going to see McConaughey level acting for me. I'm selling the hell out of that contract.
Oh, Roman's going to like fake jab me in the neck, and I'm going to fling
First
across
of all,
the
me
ring.
and Roman are both dealing with injuries right
It'd be
now,
a
so that's kind
terrible
of a weird. That's a weird flex. Like it should more so be like
One kick from each of us.
Matt
and we're
and
just
Mike.
done.
Matt and Mike.
Just a
is
tables,
their fight.
ladders, and chairs match, but instead of chairs, it's just
Dude,
crutches.
can you imagine a Matt versus Mike fight and like the end of round 1 happens and Mike tweets out a viral tweet just clowning Matt and they broadcast it in the arena and they get back and Mike's just clowning him.
I would have to get my get back. This wouldn't be a fake fight anymore.
he's
Matt would be slapping his bald head.
he's giving him a 6-piece at that point. He's saying,
I'd
"Come
be
here, bro."
under the bench, glasses on, mustache, listen to his coach talk, see what the game plan is.
Here
for the
he
second
goes
ring.
again, bro.
I love it.
This guy,
I love it.
Any type of Matt Stallions over here, just competitive advantage. Let's get to another one. Duke versus UK and Memphis versus U of L being lesser than the Oregon Civil War or Minnesota versus Wisconsin is absurd. I expect you to pander more to your home state, Mike. Be better on these rival rankings. Okay, I guess I could have read that at the end and realized it was a Mike comment.
Must have been an article.
Scoots says, how concerned are you about TJ Quinn's pass coverage with Stanquan out?
That's Scoots Hater.
Oh, Scoots hater.
Yeah.
Wow, so we have a Scoots and a Scoot hater just dedicated to Scoots.
Yep.
Of course. I respect it. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
I'm not too worried about it. He's
I
been
am.
in the program 3 years now.
He struggled in pass coverage last year, though. But here's the thing about it is I think the player that steps up more in that regard should be TJ Capers, should be Caleb Perry. That's where Caleb Perry really steps up. Now, TJ Quinn, he can defend in pass coverage, but he's definitely known for being that middle linebacker, that thumper, defending the run.
Trying to go get the running back on the ground. Yeah.
He can deliver the boom, but it's more like Caleb Perry, TJ Capers, maybe even Trent Carter that steps in, a redshirt freshman to step into that. Let's see.
The tough thing about that, though, is that TJ Quinn's probably going to get more inserted to even more of a leadership role now.
Well, TJ Quinn's the leader anyway.
Yeah.
though. I mean, it's probably like, yes, you have more reliability that he's got to take on now, but it's probably on someone else. I think like Antonio Watts, this is where he steps up.
He's
This
got
is
the
where
body type for it. He's
the
fastest,
defensive
strongest.
line steps up. So, do you have, I guess this is for me, do you have something in the works for a new basketball show? I mean, okay, I do. I'm not going to lie.
Let's hear about this. Is it too early?
I can't divulge everything, but it's, I'll tell you off
How's
air.
the texter know about it then?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Okay.
It's going to be pretty big. It's going to be something that we don't have right now.
Cardinals basketball related.
Yes.
I'm excited.
And it's going to be with a really good friend of mine who also is in the, what would you call us? Do you call us media? I don't ever see myself as media.
Yeah, we're media.
Two guys that do really well talking on a microphone are going to be hosting this show. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm really surprised that you don't know what
I
I'm
know
talking
the
about.
gist. I don't know any details.
Oh, okay.
I know just a little bit more than the texter here, sounds like. I know who it's involved with. I don't know any
Okay,
details. though.
that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, okay, so that's what I'm saying. Kind of back to the football side. I was disappointed in the offense.
Yep.
Am I throwing the towel in thinking that this offense is going to be lethargic and can't move the football? Not a shot.
When it was bad game planning, it felt like from the offensive side. I can't go
The
that
offensive
far.
line does have to be better. I understand that going up against zero blitz is one thing, and teams might not do that for the rest of the year, but you best believe that teams watch that game and they're like, well, what do you know? We just have to bring the house against Louisville, and they're going to crumble.
Third and long, you can
And that's
guarantee-
where Louisville has to, like Jeff Brom has to show his strengths as a play caller. Like he's got to get into his bag. Like he's got to counteract it. Because you can't tell me he's had great offensive lines at Purdue at times and just has to get the ball out in the hands of his playmakers. And I think that when you do that, you're going to force teams to not have to sell out on one aspect of the game. So
I think that we have also been dealt a really odd hand right now. Like we didn't get to see a lot of Miller Moss in week 1. Benched him at halftime, and then your second game of the week, second game of the season, you go up against, like you said, a JMU team that's just sending 0 blitz the whole game, doesn't have any time in the pocket. Like he really hasn't had a game yet to get kind of like in the season groove, or at least hasn't had enough snaps in like a sense where he gets to play genuine college football quarterback. And I hope we get to see that against Bowling Green.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think that it's all going to be a matter of, I hate to say it, how much do you trust Jeff Brom? That's what it's going to come down to.
How much does Jeff Brom trust Miller Moss? Because that trust started wavering within that game a little bit.
I mean, I don't really know how, though. Like, how would you say? I think it was just the play calling wasn't, because the ball was in his hands.
Yeah.
He was throwing the ball downfield. Like, I don't really think it's so much of a, because you don't have time to throw the ball 30 yards downfield for the most part when you got a guy in your face, boom, like that.
But why are you sending 2 of the 3 guys running routes downfield?
He made some pretty good throws that were drops, unfortunately. Like
I think what it comes down to is, like, how does Brom sending guys downfield honestly suggest that he doesn't have confidence? It suggests maybe that he's a little bit more confidence than you would think. Because if you're just throwing short routes, like, think of Jack Plummer. The offense was very vanilla with Jack Plummer.
True.
Is it going to be the same way with Miller Moss? I don't think so. I think it was just a matter of us not playing to the strengths of what we were going up against.
And keeping it predictable on top of that.
We were very predictable.
Like, you're not, that's what I mean. Like,
we were very predictable.
It's 3rd and 6, and you're sending 2 guys down. There's only 2 options Miller has here, because the one guy's covered getting draped. And that's where I'm like, I just feel like you have to accommodate what the defense is giving more versus trying to force the defense to accommodate you when they weren't. They were winning on the line of scrimmage.
I generally thought we were playing Scott Satterfield football for the first half. And it was upsetting to watch.
Snooze, you lose, baby. What do you say?
I got 3 different Scott Satterfield texts halfway through that second quarter.
That's kind of interesting.
There was actually one point at the exact same moment, me and Will Wigginton tweeted the exact same thing.
You did. I saw that too.
The same second. Like my tweet went through, and then I refreshed it, and then his was right below mine.
Producer Keith had one within 60 seconds of that as well.
I mean, yeah, it was very Scott Satterfield-like because okay, this play is going to be this. First down, we're going to run the ball again. First down, we're going to run the ball again. First down, we're going to run the ball again. But anyway, I think it all comes down to how much do you trust Jeff Brom? And I think that the answer for me is I do trust Jeff Brom. And that's kind of the same thing. We can't control what happens on that field.
Yeah.
We're just on the outside looking in. And if you get involved in an accident, you can't control that either, for the most part, unless you're causing it. But for the most part, the only thing you can do is control how you react to it. And how you react to it needs to be to hit up the Collier Law Firm. Collier Law Firm, locally founded. Tony Collier, 502 native, for a good amount of time, many years, spent representing insurance companies and defending claims. Tony Collier possesses invaluable insight into the intricacies of personal injury litigation. That is a fancy way of saying that he's got your back, and he's not going to let you down. If you or someone you know has been injured in an accident, and you're all about safeguarding your rights and ensuring you receive maximum compensation permitted by law, go to collierlawfirm.com or call 502-736-8141. That's 502-736-8141 for the Collier Law Firm. Don't go anywhere. 2 segments down, 2 to go. We're going to talk about the bright spot in this game, and I think Clev Lubin just picked up another sack as we were going to break. We'll discuss when we come back on Big X Sports Radio. 2 segments down, 2 segments to go on this beautiful September 8th. Victory Monday. First, I won't say the first time that a team that knew they were worse than the team they were playing got the victory. But hey, here we are. Louisville's 2-0. You're tuned into Mondays with Dalton Pence. Here on the Big X Sports Radio. Roman, Dalton, Matt, taking you up till 7 o'clock tonight, guys. I think that one thing, when you talk about the bright spots from this game, there aren't many, right? There's not many at all.
Not very many.
The defensive line was great. I thought the defensive line was really, really good.
They were great. Linebackers were pretty much good 80% of the game, 85% of the game.
Clev Lubin, buddy. He's as good as advertised.
He's unreal.
Now, granted, okay, let me ask you all this. Because this is a common rebuttal to me saying, oh, he's as good as advertised.
EKU and
well, who's he playing? What do you think? What's your response to that?
I mean, his speed and athleticism, that's something that translates against any team. Like, it's not like he's going out there, putting paws on, like, an SEC lineman and pushing him out the way. He is literally getting into the backfield before the offensive lineman has a chance to react.
And there's nobody else on the team doing it to that degree. That's what I'd have to say to that, Dalton.
You know what you haven't seen yet? Someone be able to check him one-on-one.
Not once.
I mean, EKU, I get it. James Madison, I don't know if you all saw his stat line. 10 tackles, second on the team. 1.5 sacks, 1.5 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, which so happened to be the fumble that gave you your first lead of the game, against a James Madison team that is just outside, or was just outside the AP top 40.
And better than us.
And better than us. He destroyed everyone against every lineman that was better than him.
They knew he was better than them.
Clev knew they were better than him. I'm sorry, bro. That's going to be such a running joke line forever. And, like, part of me just wants James Madison to lose every single game from here on out. But that's, like, the selfish part of me. The Louisville part of me wants them to win out, so they're 11-1, and you're like, oh, that win for Louisville looks a lot better, and they didn't even play all that well. But it's part of me is like, gosh, I wish this team would just be humbled.
50-7.
How do you think the Flames are going to feel when they get told that James Madison was better than them too? Do you think that Jeff Brom went into the training facility on Monday and said, listen, guys, we're a 13.5-point favorite according to FanDuel, but guess what? This team's by far better than us. We need to know that.
It was the opposite.
Everyone just start playing with James Madison on College Football 26, just for the vibes, or 25, whichever one it is now.
I mean, you don't even got to rebuild that dynasty. It's already going.
No, it's already there.
That's cheating. That's like picking Alabama like 3 years ago.
Listen, this is the Sun Belt preseason favorite we're talking about here, guys.
Best team in their state.
Best team in their state.
According to them.
They're in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that might be actually arguable.
He might be cooking. Who's better? Who's better than the state of Virginia?
According to them, definitely not those two ACC teams in Virginia.
Virginia Tech has not looked good at all. Virginia Tech, they had a 10-point lead at half, and they lost by 24.
That defense crumbled in the
brother.
But then the offense,
you know, the roller coaster.
Stay out there either.
I would be unwell if Louisville was beating a team by 10 points and they got beat by 24.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Thank God you're not a Ravens fan.
But I'm a Chargers fan. I've seen way worse than what the Ravens witnessed last night. And I saw Ravens fans just completely up in arms. And I'm like
they haven't seen it 16 times before.
I'm a Chargers fan sitting there like, well, I know these roads. In fact, I helped pave these roads.
I know some of these words.
I've heard these same thoughts. But defensive line was really good. Clev Lubin was solid. AJ Green, breakout. It's going to be a good year for him. The interior, though, really, really impressed me. And if they could stay healthy, Renee Conga, Jordan Girard, that's a solid 1-2 punch on the interior. And then you got Denzel Lowry, Jerry Lawson cycling in. Wesley Bailey, I love to hear why he throws up that heart. I think it's something that Card Nation needs to do every single game to where when he gets a sack, everybody throws up the hearts.
Clev was doing it with him.
Exactly. They had a whole line of it. And
Yeah.
I was like, "What is this?" And then you heard post game, and it's like, "Dude, that's awesome."
Yeah, I love that.
It's not awesome, why he has to do it.
No.
It's awesome
Sick
that
that
that's
he has
how
that-
he's
yeah.
doing it.
I need him to get one sack on Cade Klubnik against Clemson. At least just one. And just the entirety of the fan base.
Well, he got
on
one
Friday
against
night.
the best offense that he's going to see this year.
He did. So he's ready.
Yeah.
I mean, JMU's beating Troy.
Are they? I mean, they're in the Sun Belt, so I think they play. They probably do.
Unreal statement.
Could
from
you
that coach and wide
imagine?
receiver.
I want to see a room with him and Scott Satterfield coaching against each other. Well, we were better than that team. Well, shucks, you might have been right. Nah, I gotta. Scat. Sat was a nice guy.
Too nice.
JMU and Troy have played 4 times, and it's even 2-2.
They weren't coached by Bob Chesney, though. Bob Chesney's better than Kurt Signetti, apparently.
They played in 99, 21, 22, and 23.
You know, I had a James Madison fan. No. It was a Miami fan. And it's weird because Miami doesn't play Louisville for another month. And, I mean, this Miami fan was going off in the comments about how do you call the delay a game on the defense? I've never seen that. And again, it goes back to the point where it's like, if you've been paying attention to football, you'll understand that it was new last year. And it's happening. Like, it was textbook delay of game on the defense. And what made it worse is they did it again. You can't all jump at the same time and get the offensive line. You can't provoke the offensive line anymore. It's called a delay of game. I watched LSU get called 5 times against USC last year. You cannot do it. Some of us just weren't meant to know ball.
It's hard to know ball.
502-414-1450, the text line. Get any thoughts and questions in and anything of that sort. Stanquan injury. Let's talk a little bit about it. I don't know what it is yet.
It's a broken foot.
It's being classified as a lower leg. I was hearing broken ankle.
That's what I meant.
I was hearing broken ankle.
Mike announced broken ankle on air today. So
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it hadn't been confirmed.
I don't think it still has.
Quote unquote confirmed by anybody with the organization, but it's not good. Now, what does that mean for the rest of his season? Well,
Could maybe be back by SMU. Maybe.
you think he's coming back?
No. I
Then
don't.
why did you say he might?
Because they're saying there's a chance that, that
What's the now every recovery is different. What's the recovery time for a broken ankle?
I'd say 8 to 10 weeks.
What do you think, Matt? We're going to put you to the test.
Figuring that out right now. I'm going to say, as a guess, I'm gonna go 12 to 14 weeks.
Minor fracture 6 to 8, moderate 8 to 10, severe 10 to 12.
There it is.
To the point to where is he not only going to be able to recover, but then ramp up into game shape?
No way.
The only way, if that's the case, right? If that is the case, if it is a broken ankle,
And we'll call it moderate.
we'll call it moderate, just for the sake of hypotheticals. Understand, we're not sitting here saying that that's what it is, but it seems like the writing on the wall is suggesting that. The only way I could see that happening is if Louisville makes it to the college football playoff. And
Not even the ACC title game?
it still might be too early, man.
You're right.
But
Because
if
the-
we get to that point and he comes back, he's still not gonna probably play.
That's the thing is you're at this point to where you think, oh, well, season ending, that's a long time. And you're like, man, is it really, though, for an injury like that?
10 weeks is November 17th, Monday.
Is it really?
That's 10 weeks from this week, from today.
8 to, yeah, I guess it depends on the severity, but he was getting carted off.
In tears.
And he
knew.
visibly frustrated.
He knew it
There's a
was
towel over his head, and somebody's like, well, we got to wait to see what it is. Yeah, sure, but how
watched
many?
the way the
how
ankle
many?
turned.
I was like, how many times do you watch a guy get carted off the field visibly distraught, and it's something like moderate high ankle sprain.
I rewatched it like 3 or 4 times today, that play.
They don't turn like that, bro.
No. It
Ankles
gets
don't turn
turned
like
in a
that.
bad angle and then laid on.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it's anywhere less. Moderate would be.
It's becoming a curse, man.
Moderate would be a
Louisville
good
has
thing.
had a star go down each and every season. Now, granted, it is football. Guys get hurt.
But I thought we did our part, Dalton.
I
thought
had
the
about,
Big X made its sacrifice.
I had about as severe of a high ankle sprain as you can get. I'm about a month beyond that now, and I just got out of the boot.
You think that, but like it's on me for not taking the initiative, putting myself out there, putting the team first.
Dude, if you wouldn't have kept just watching film trying to figure out how to get under a bleacher without anyone seeing you, you would have been more dedicated to the cause.
We need Matt. Matt's our play call stealer. We need him. He's important.
Well, he needs to do a better job.
Or he needs to get hurt doing it.
I
He
wasn't.
needs to do a better job. You were with the offense,
I-
Matt. You needed to be with the defense.
I wasn't at the game on Friday.
Exactly,
That was my
it
day
shows.
off. I was working the St. X football game.
And did St. X win by a lot?
They won by a lot.
Exactly.
And imagine that. We never knew what blitz they were in.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, thanks, Matt. Hope it was worth it.
We got the job done. I promise. No more slip ups. If I'll go roll both ankles in the parking lot right now. If it
That's
needs
not
to be
good
rolled.
enough at this point.
I can't go all 4 limbs. Okay, I can't do it.
Every morning I break my legs.
Just keep those
Every afternoon I
binoculars.
break my arms. You've seen Grown Ups,
Yeah.
right? I think is it the second one or the first? It's the
That's
first one
two.
where dude goes upside down. I'm an animal. He's on that zip line on the pool.
Yeah.
And he's upside down, and everybody's like, "Oh, get off!"
Yeah.
And he's just like,
He just gets
crashes into like the pool house, and bro's like holding up the touchdown sign because he's
Yeah,
in like
I remember that. Yeah.
he's in all the casts. Dude, that's got to be Matt when we see him next.
If it means that we make a college football playoff, I'll go out there and do it. I'll go out there in the full cast and I'll get airdropped onto the field like Louis the Cardinal
Without the parachute.
without the parachute.
That's messed up.
Binoculars. in.
No, we
Just
got we got to give you the parachute.
Accidentally land underneath the other team's bench.
Yeah, but
Oh, sorry guys, my fault.
I'll get out of here soon.
dropping binoculars and notes out of your
Yeah,
pocket. I like
Matt, don't jump out of the plane without a parachute, buddy. That wouldn't be too good. Just take the parachute and make sure that you land right under that opponent's bench.
But fellas, losing Stanquan will hurt.
Oh yeah,
It's a tough one
Without a
this
doubt.
early. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose a player at any point in the season, but
without a doubt.
right when the defense was getting established, it looked like, and it made a lot of improvements from last season in these first 2 weeks. Really, really hurts. Really, really tough one. But we've got the personnel to bring bodies in that it shouldn't be a massive drop off in athleticism, at least. Now in IQ, I'm not all sure. TJ Quinn does look like he's a bit of a ball watcher out there sometimes, but
He's not. He doesn't excel in pass.
he had a couple moments out there where he looked like he was just kind of watching it all unfold, not really sure where to, attack the secondary or stay up with the linemen. But he'll figure it out. Takes time. TJ Capers, we need him to step up. It's every next man up, guys. You guys know that what it is when you're at Louisville. We bring the depth in. We've tried to add to the depth each season these last few years. You now have the guys in who have seen your defensive playbook now for 2 to 3 full seasons playing in it, getting a lot of, not as many reps obviously as a Stanquan or a Quinn, but TJ Capers, man, it's your time to shine.
I don't disagree. And when we come back, it's all going to be about what we've seen from the ACC, and also, how far would you go? What's the craziest thing that you would do to make the college football playoff? We'll discuss when we come back. One more segment to go. Call it how you see it and much more coming up. You're tuned into Mondays with Dalton Pence here on Big X Sports Radio. 6:43. We got one segment to go. We're going to take it up till 6:59 tonight, concluding the talk of JMU win. What in the world happened to the ACC this weekend? We're going to end it with a betting version of Call It How You See It with Big X, Big Bets, because I've got some of my own.
Really? Oh. Monday Night Football?
I hit 2 plus 1,000 parlays yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I was cooking.
That's lovely.
And cashed the second one on that D-Hop second catch.
Really?
So I had 2 going into last night. Both of them. One would have cashed if Bateman caught another one, and one would have cashed if D-Hop caught another one. I was sweating it because 3rd and long, I'm like, you got to throw the ball, Lamar. They're both on the field. And I'm like, it's like he forgets that Zay Flowers isn't the only receiver. He throws it to D-Hop, and I'm like, thank goodness. But 502-414-1450.
What a catch, too.
The Game Day Men's Health text line. Get any final thoughts in. Lazar Guy says, we'll be less predictable on offense in ACC play. If Jeff didn't have faith in Moss, he wouldn't have dialed up 3 straight pass plays up 20-14 late in the 4th quarter. I agree with that. I don't know what was up with that crew, but they were allergic to PI and defensive holding. Kind of goes back to the whole, whoa, they can't call it every play type thing. We smashed Bowling Green and look sharp in Pittsburgh. Well, Lazar Guy, I hope you are right, because that would be awesome.
It would.
That'd be very, very awesome. Fellas, how much do you all pay attention to the ACC during the week? Like, when teams are playing, are you paying attention to those games? Like, maybe not like religiously watching them like producer Keith would, but you're following along.
Yeah, I'm watching the Gamecast on ACC games.
Clemson, man. They have to be on fraud watch, right?
Yep. I feel like the offense is
I could have swore they were going to smoke Troy. Got embarrassed at home against LSU, and then home game against Troy. Like, this is one of those where, like, they are the unlucky opponent that's got to go up against them. It's like, damn. They were trailing 16-13 at half.
It's almost like Cade Klubnik isn't guaranteed the best quarterback in the country.
Can I eat crow a little bit?
Yeah.
Because
go ahead.
I said Klubnik was QB1 in the ACC after last year.
Is he still?
At this point, from what I'm seeing, I don't know how you can say he is. He hasn't shown it through. Now, you don't
think it's Carson Beck.
You don't grade everyone on just 2 weeks.
True.
And then Carson Beck didn't even show me a lot against Notre Dame anyway, or because the 2 touchdown passes he threw was all wide receiver.
Best catch of the week.
I mean, Kevin Jennings looks good. It's hard. I think that, honestly, all of the ACC quarterbacks are struggling at the moment. But I'll tell you, Clemson at Georgia Tech on Saturday is going to be a huge game for the ACC because
Haynes King has something to prove.
Well, here's the thing. If Georgia Tech wins that game, go look at their schedule. They don't have Louisville, Miami, or SMU. Like, Louisville should be cheering for Clemson to win this game.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We need
Because
Clemson to be as good
not-
as possible coming into this.
If not, Georgia Tech, I mean, it's possible, not probable, they could run the table outside
With
of
their
Georgia.
ACC schedule?
Look at it. It's terrible. It's terrible. A Duke played a team with a pulse and got mollywopped. It's like, I don't care how much you pay for your quarterback. It's not stopping your defense from giving up 45.
True.
Man, ACC got exposed this week. Absolutely exposed.
The quarterback play in the ACC has been awful.
It's been bad. It's been very bad.
Like, I don't know another week, if I can survive another week of watching Kyron Jones play quarterback. I don't think I can do it.
At what point do they look elsewhere? Because Brent Pry is on the hottest seat in the conference. Like, that man is a man coaching for his job. And they've got 2 games. They've got 2 games that they should win. I think it's like Wofford and Old Dominion. But after that, they're back in the ACC.
I mean, Old Dominion gave Indiana some fits.
Early on they did.
But it's also, never mind.
Look,
Kurt Signetti comes from the JMU tree of arrogance, I guess. I guess something's in the water in Northern Virginia. Because Signetti also kind of has that vibe to him, does he not?
oh, 100%. That's his whole
my
thing.
Gosh, maybe it's a JMU thing. Maybe it's not even Bob Chesney's fault. Maybe he just drank some of the Kool-Aid.
Is that what it is?
I mean, JMU joined the Division I FBS like 4 years ago. And can you believe it? In their 4th year, they play a team borderline top 25 at their place on the road, and that team knows, without a doubt, 3 things. They know death, they know taxes, and they know JMU football is better than them.
I mean, that just screams Kurt Zignetti.
Maybe that's what you need to be in the Sun Belt, though. Now, like I think about, like, how do you really get a fan
Sun Belt
base?
doesn't give me those vibes, though. The Sun Belt gives me the vibes like, are you sure we can beat you?
Yeah.
The
other
I
team-
say
yeah.
that like the Sun Belt hasn't pulled off most of like the group of 5.
True. Been the representative. and
Yeah,
stuff.
they've been like the group of 5 upsets because Troy's done its fair share of stuff. We've seen other teams beat other teams.
Liberty,
South
yeah.
Alabama took down Oklahoma State when Colin Lacey was there. I think Colin Lacey was there.
South Alabama, yeah.
But was he on that team to beat Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, Miami and Florida State. And here's the thing about Florida State. It might not even be that they're like one of the best teams from how they've played, but they haven't imploded. Like they beat Alabama, they dominated Alabama in Tallahassee, and then they smacked East Texas A&M by like 70 points. So they just haven't imploded. So if you made me rank the tiers, at the top in tier 1 is Miami and Florida State. Tier 2, at the moment, you have this weird hodgepodge of teams. I think it's Clemson, Louisville, SMU, and Georgia Tech are in that tier 2 level. That's kind of where I'm at. I think that at this moment, from what we've seen with Miami and Florida State, who have proven it through 2 weeks, now who knows? Is Miami going to fall victim to the CW network curse?
Yep.
You think they are?
I think they are.
You think they're going to lose?
SMU already has.
SMU did lose. That's because Rhett Lashley doesn't believe in defense, but which is weird because he usually has a good defense coordinator. But
Terrible fourth quarter. Oh, my God.
okay, call it how you see it. Clemson, Georgia Tech, USF, Miami. Who wins both of those?
I'm going to Clemson and Miami win very ugly games. They win very ugly games, and one of those two teams probably shouldn't. Can't figure out which yet. But what I've seen, I wouldn't be surprised if I see 2 ugly wins.
Matt,
I'm riding USF till they lose.
Really?
pause.
The only team in the country that has 2 ranked wins.
Can you pause?
Yes. No, resume.
All right, Harlow. I love what USF is doing. Like it's
They're
so,
playing hard.
It's so easy to root for them. I think Miami gets the best of them this week. I think Clemson goes on the road to Atlanta and beats Georgia Tech. I'm going to go Clemson and Miami. I think they're going to be close games, but I do think that those two teams come out victorious. Which Miami winning, I mean, I don't like Miami, but if they were to be a good team on October 17th and Louisville loses, I don't think it's going to hurt you that much. But you still need the ACC to be good.
I don't
at
see
this point.
USF's offense, or I don't see USF's defense really giving Miami's offense problems. But
I mean,
that USF.
it depends on what you think about DJ Lagway, really.
True.
I said this at the beginning of like the first half of Roman's show earlier. This is a season where we really, like you said, Dalton, we really need the ACC to be good if we want our resume to build up enough that, like, when it comes to playoff time, if we've done our job, that we're getting that 8, 9. Like, we're one of those teams that, like, this team's getting in. We need to be good.
Precisely.
Watching the Clemson-Troy game this week had me up in arms because, like, I wanted them to win because I need the ACC to win.
You also want them to lose,
I
too.
wanted them to, when they were down 16-0, I'm like, this is it. I want them to lose. I don't care about the SEC anymore. I want them to lose. And then they came back and won. I felt like, I said this to everyone, I said, I felt like I lost twice.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I couldn't enjoy the game at all because no matter what outcome I wanted, they both failed.
Exactly.
Now they won, but they look awful now. So it's just tainted.
We got about 7 minutes. Let's get to the Big X Big Bets, considering that Mike and Rome dropped the ball earlier. Lazar guy says, I got my ass kicked on straight wagers in the early slate Sunday. I managed to get back in the green with this Hail Mary.
Look at that Hail Mary.
Kicking myself for not making it a $5 wager. Let's see that. Oh, wow.
He hit 3.
A plus 110,000?
He hit
What's
3.
the pay? What is that? Oh, my
A
God.
dollar paid 1,000 because
That's
he hit
incredible,
3
bro.
first TD props on a parlay. 3 different first.
Tucker
touchdown
Kraft is insane work, by the way.
That's crazy.
It's insane work.
But something in my head feels like I've seen a lot of tight end targets for the Packers.
But still, that's
early in
crazy,
games.
bro. It's crazy work.
Isn't he? He's
not
not
only
that team though, right?
Huh?
That was like his debut as a Packer, right? Kraft wasn't there.
No, Kraft's been there.
Yeah, he played last year. He filled in for.
He was the start. He was the he started for what was the tight end's name? Musgrave. Luke Musgrave.
Okay.
So he got drafted out. I think it was San Diego State. The Jackrabbits
signed there this year. Well, that makes it a pretty crazy pick then.
I got 2 plays. Well, I've got 2 parlays in, but I'll give you 2 plays that I'm confident in. I like the tight end play in this game. I'm gonna go Colston Loveland over on his receptions, which is set at 2.5. I like that. I think ultimately, yes, Cole Kmet will get some work, but I think with this maybe being a game where Minnesota scores a lot of points, Chicago's going to have to throw the ball, and I think that Colston Loveland has some type of an impact tonight. My second one is I'm going an alternate receiving yards. I think T.J. Hawkinson gets 30+. I think his line sit at like 37 or so. I think Hawk, with as consistent as he's been, especially for a rookie quarterback, usually try to rely on the tight ends. I'm going to go with T.J. Hawkinson, 30+ receiving yards. Colston Loveland, over 2.5 receptions.
I like that.
That's a 2-legger. That's kind of where I'm going with the 2-legger.
I'm on the Caleb. Why am I forgetting his last name?
Williams?
Oh my gosh, Caleb Williams. I
thought you were about to say Caleb Love, bro. And I'm like, oh yeah.
I almost said Caleb Love, and I'm like, wait, it's not Caleb.
You're
Love.
thinking Loveland, and
yeah, because you just said that. Caleb Williams, and I've already placed it over 10.5 yards on his longest rush.
Ooh.
Needs 11-yard rush.
Minnesota's defense gets stingy though, man.
They do, but I think that should result in a couple plays where the line.
Should we put in Lazard's why not parlay he just sent us?
What is it?
It's anytime touchdown score in the first half for Rome Odunze.
I love it.
5+ rushing yards from Caleb Williams in the first quarter. And DeAndre Swift, 5+ receiving yards in the first quarter.
I stay away from first quarter bets.
I do too. It's a +3. It's +2,900. It's $10 to win 300.
That's and he's working with profit too. So you got to think about that. Lazard guy is working with the profit. He's willing to lose. Very willing to lose.
I am too, but nothing like that. I ended up coming up like $300 yesterday.
That's a heat check bet right there.
That is a heat check. You're pulling up Jimmer for debt range.
I'm on the Caleb Williams over 10.5 on the longest rush. I'm also on the Milwaukee Brewers money line straight up tonight with Jose Quintana on the mound. I bet him every time he's on the mound.
Taking the Brewers money line should be like -1,000 at this point.
-130. They're on the road. They're on the road.
Who are they playing?
Rangers.
I don't give a damn.
I know. That's why I'm on this -130.
I don't give a damn.
Jump on this -130. It's the hottest
I
team
might
in
be right
baseball.
there with you. With Quintana on the mound?
Yep.
I'm thinking of a degenerate touchdown parlay tonight. Not going to lie to you. I've thought of it.
I've got Aaron Jones on the touchdown, but then I saw news today that he's going to be splitting snaps.
Yeah, with Jordan Mason.
With Jordan Mason, like 50-50.
That scares me.
So
that really scares me.
I don't really want to take either one of them.
Yeah, that scares me.
Who do you know is getting?
Aaron Jones will be the lead guy. I think the target share is probably going to be 65-35 overall. Jones is a better receiving back as well.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It is. It's really tough.
That's tough.
I think, there's no way to, they're going to give George Mason, they might give George Mason the ball on the goal line. He's a little bit stronger than Aaron Jones. So.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
It's tough to bet the anytime touchdowns for tonight because do you trust J.J. McCarthy?
First game? No. I didn't trust him at Michigan. He was great at handing the ball off left, handing the ball off right.
I like the Odunze touchdown. I don't know about first half, but I like the Odunze touchdown at 220, +220. That's not going to be an official Big X Big Bet. 2 official Big X Big Bets tonight so far. That's the Caleb Williams longest rush, the Milwaukee Brewers money line. And for our final Big X Big Bet of the evening, fellas, I don't want you guys to complain here, but we're in the WNBA. We're giving a WNBA prop out tonight.
Okay.
We're on the over 159.5 total on the Connecticut Sun, Atlanta Dream. Connecticut, they're just terrible at scoring and defending. They don't put a lot of points up. I think that Atlanta should get a big enough lead to where they shouldn't be defending very hard in that second half of this game. I got the over 159.5. Those are the 3 plays for tonight. Big X Big Bets.
There you go.
There it is.
You hear it right there.
Thank you for letting me give those out here, Dalton.
Lazar guy says Caleb Williams anytime touchdowns is a degenerate must-have against the Vikings pass rush. What do you think?
He's going to run. They're going to chase him out of the pocket.
You think he's going to get one of those 1 yard scrambles up the middle?
No.
You could talk me into any Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams is plus 480 right now, by the way.
Is it?
You could talk me into literally any Caleb Williams bet
That'd
against
be
the Vikings.
comedy, bro.
They were like the 4th worst team last year against the pass. Like they averaged last season 239 passing yards against them every game.
I'm contemplating Jefferson, Swift, Jones, and a Caleb Williams rushing touchdown. That would give you $700 on a $10 bet.
You're contemplating some points.
And I shouldn't be is the bad thing.
I'm on the Caleb. I'll throw some money on it. Caleb Williams anytime touchdown. Aaron Jones anytime touchdown. They've got a 50% boost. I've just put it up to plus 1590.
I've got a boost already. I've used my boost, all that good stuff. But thank you so much for listening to our Degenerate Bets talk. But thank you so much for tuning in for all the Louisville James Madison talk. When we come back next week,
2-0.
When we come back next week, it is going to be game week once again. We'll see you here coming up shortly. You tuned into Monday.